I'm Ryan,
Jim. I'm Andy.
and we are the.
This is the
Today we're talking about a different type of movie. We're talking about Victory Through Air Power,
Harry movie.
a military movie.
Victory for water power. Am I gonna go swimming?
Victory Through Air Power. So we're talking, just like Jen said, it's a military movie. So it's a very different type of movie. It's one of the only movies that's like this in Disney animation. So
Me.
a boring movie. So this movie again is came out during World War II. So Walt Disney kind of took it upon himself to contribute to the United States effort during World War II, Victory Through Air Power. So I guess there was a book written by Alexander D. Servinsky talking about how the future of military is going to be fought in the air. So uh, do you have anything to say about the movie, June?
Um, they
So,
fly in the air.
yeah, so they kind of talk about the history of flight,
Inflated.
right? Yep. Do you remember where the Orville or where the Wright brothers flew the first plane? It was in what state? It was a state that your aunt used to live in.
North Carolina.
So they flew it in North Carolina, and it flew for what was it, 12 seconds?
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool. We got to see how the animation showed
But
how a
it's
plane
boring movie.
how a plane went from being able to fly for 12 seconds to flying across the United States. It took 49 days, and then they were able to eventually fly it over the ocean. And they showed how they were using it during World War One, and now how they're using it during World War Two. So yeah, they talked about the history of flight and how it can be used in wars. They also talked about how airplanes were used against the United States. Remember what brought the United States into World War II? Remember Japan attacked which state? Do you remember, Jim?
Hawaii.
Hawaii. They attacked Pearl Harbor, so that kind of brought the United States into the war. And they just talked about just kind of some military strategy of how to use airplanes to help end the war, World War II.
So
Okay, so do you have any ideas of would you want this implemented in Disneyland at all?
I think there should be an area where you can build little planes. And I think there should be an area where you can like fly planes. Well, you don't have your flying license.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there is some flying type rides. I don't think that this should be in Disneyland. Maybe there could be like maybe just kind of like some hidden pictures of like the movie poster. Maybe you could just kind of just see it around, just kind of a homage to this part in Disney history. So on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the best, one being the worst, what would you rank it, June?
I would give it a -1,000.
-1,000. Why do you think that?
Because it's so boring.
It's so boring. So it's history. So you weren't really too much a fan. I did kind of like how they talked about the history of planes, but I understand what you're saying as a 7. All right, what would you give it, Archie?
Give it 2 stars because I was sleeping in there.
2 snores because you fell asleep while watching it.
Because it was so boring.
Okay, and I will give it probably a 4. I mean, I did like the history of aviation, but I mean, it ultimately was a war propaganda movie, so I don't really know how that goes along with our Disney movie, but respect its place in history. Um, yeah, so we're going to go back to being on track. So the next movie is Three Caballeros. So we will check it out next time.
And make sure to like and make sure to subscribe and make sure to like that.
And I'm going to see if I can fix the comments because I'm hearing some subscribers are wanting to leave us comments. So we'll see if we can fix that. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.